Welcome to the all-new improved Two Each Way. I'm Ross Stevenson. That bloke is Hamish McLachlan. Hi, Hame.
How
Whatever your two is, enjoy and make sure you follow Two Each Way. Don't miss an episode and email us any time with a story or question. We love the emails. We love the emails. We love the emails. And the address is this, twoeachway@9.com.au. And we have an Instagram page. What's that? Just search Two Each Way.
have we got our own Instagram page?
No. Is that good?
I don't know, but it sounds awesome.
Right. Okay, there are three ways to describe your weekend on the races. Did fortune abandon you, or did you have a very good day, or did you at the very least, and we correspond from time to time with Chris Waller on this subject, did you at least stand up? Right? I've texted him from time to time and said, you stood up a bit today.
He's always good on the text.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp group.
Yeah, he's very funny. Okay, let me, you want me to go first?
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Do you know I got a call at 8:54 as I was going into the car park? Where are you? I said, I'm parking. Well, Grumpy's grumpy, so hurry up.
Oh, seriously?
Got to start at 9.
Right.
Okay.
I decided to spread my wings in this sense, and I had a bet on the 2026 Camel Beauty Show in Oman. This is serious. They have a beauty show for camels.
Had you not been punting camels historically?
No. Betting on beauty contests for camels historically is not something I've done. But anyway, I did have a crack, and I did both of mine and one of someone else's. But it turns out, get on this, I got a refund because 20 camels were disqualified for receiving cosmetic enhancements.
No.
100%.
Come on.
Yeah.
In what area?
The disqualified camels had received a mix of injectables, including injections to their lips, dermal fillers and silicone around their nose, Botox to soften their faces, and silicone wax to inflate their humps.
That's not that wasn't on the bingo card today.
No.
Botox for camels.
Yeah.
Have you had much work done over the break?
Yeah, a lot.
So,
but how could you improve this? Seriously.
But that was also the ski jumpers in Italy during the Olympics were injecting to have a bigger groin area to get more coverage on their suit, to get more time in air. Did you read that?
No, I did not. The lengths that people will go to.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't ski jumping and I was having it done, but they want it for the extra air time.
Why wouldn't you? So my weekend revolved around camels, right? I got a refund on the 2026 Oman Camel Beauty Contest. And then I have a horse called Capital Design, right? Would you like to hear, who's the trainer? Ben Brisbane? The trainer's report on my horse Capital Design, which was sold to me by number 19 for Hawthorn. Oh, come on.
Good. No, he was good on the front bar last night. I didn't know there was a question. He was great on the front bar last night.
Was Jack Gunston on the front bar?
He was so good on the front bar last night. I texted him and said, you were really good on the front bar last night. And he said, I know.
I love that did he? I love the way that your brother at that one Brownlow said 2 votes, Ray Gunston's son, Jack.
Yeah.
Because Ray had died. Yeah. Ray was a splendid guy.
Yeah. I can't believe that he's now in the form of his career. He's 37. No, he's older. I reckon he's older.
Well, he was All-Australian
All-Australian last year. He thought he was done at Brisbane a few years ago, and now he's just sort of holding the forward line together and getting out of the way of celebrations, trying not to get injured.
Brisbane would have won a premiership had they played him in that. Why on earth would you not play Jack Gunston in a grand final?
How old do you think Jack is, by the way?
I thought he was 34.
You're right.
Right. Anyway, my weekend was about camels because there was the 2026 scandal at the Oman Camel.
Did the fave get up? Who won?
Oscar. You know what you call a 3-humped camel, now, don't you? Pregnant. That was from Zootopia. Big Beard was from Zootopia. Here we go. My weekend revolved around capitals because Jack Gunston, he stayed in the horse himself, but Jack sold me a horse called Capital Design. Here is the trainer's report. I want you to pay attention to geography and then the beautiful sting in the tail.
Afternoon all, just an update for Capital Design after his second placing at Tawong this afternoon. Nearly, but not quite there. Unfortunately, I thought it was the right race. We just needed a better barrier. He began well and Lockie was positive, but we just couldn't get across and ended up wide for the majority of the race. Still thought he was pretty tough late on. He looked to have a real go. He was probably out of tickets that last 50 metres or so, but he's again run a placing. I think he's had 8 starts for 5 placings, so he's been knocking on the door, but he just lacks that little bit of quality to get his head over the line at this stage of his career. So disappointed not to get the maiden out of the way I'm not disappointed, just a little bit frustrated because I thought it was a suitable race for him. But he is on the English Digital online that ends on Wednesday, and unless I hear otherwise, he'll be moved on. But
you beauty.
He's
Is there
for sale.
better? Is there no better day in the life of ownership of a horse when your trainer reports he's going to sell the Camel?
I'm going to buy him.
Are you going to buy him?
100%. I'm going to buy him.
Are you serious? You
I
should.
bought Wycliffe.
You
Turn
bought
that. Can I just say this?
Hang on, where is Tawong?
I was looking that up, and I still can't. Apple Google Maps just said I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But just the other thing that he said was the final 50 meters.
Yeah.
The final 50 meters was too much for him. Do you know how long the race was?
Oh, please.
940 meters.
Oh, it should have been 900.
It needed to be 890 meters for him to get up.
And any idea who Lockie was, by the way? What Lockie do you get to go to ride at
Lockie King, son of Stephen,
Tawong?
not the author. So second of 9 followed a 6th of 10 at Yarra Valley. And Albury prior to that, he ran 3rd of 12. Gundy, was he before that, or Gundagai? Wangaratta. You got an English trainer in Ben Brisbane training out of where?
No idea.
You're so close to your horses.
Serious. It's a bit like they used to. The horse ownership is a bit like what they say about boats. There are two great days with a boat: the day you buy it and the day you sell it. The same with racehorses. Where have you been? How was your weekend?
Well, just on what did Les Carline say in the opening forward to True Grit? He said, when people arrive into the industry for the first time, they arrive with a lot of money and no experience. They leave with a hell of an experience and no money.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'd like to start with a statement, if I could. Ladies and gentlemen, racing fans, and anyone who's ever rooted for the underdog, or in the case, the underhorse, today we make it public and we bid farewell to the legend that is Wycliffe, the horse that the people claimed as his own.
No.
54 starts, 6 wins, 8 seconds, 4 thirds, earnings $856,000.
Which is almost exactly what we paid for it.
Correct. It's a heavy heart and a sad day. He's raced for the last time. Not bad for a horse, once sold for pocket change by a group of owners who clearly didn't believe in magic, or maybe just bad at maths. Trained by Kieran Maher, Wycliffe captured the hearts of the nation, not with sheer dominance, but with sheer persistence, turning every race into a brilliantly written page from a great sports rags to riches story. They all called him the people's horse. They yelled his name. They weren't wrong. He inspired the hopeful, the dreamers, and anyone who enjoyed a horse that refused to quit, even when the odds said he should have. So, here's to Wycliffe. May your paddocks be endless, your oats plentiful, and may every visitor know you're more than just a horse. You're a symbol of hope and of courage, and occasionally a reminder to always read the fine print before selling your racehorse. Ross, thank you for the memories.
Wycliffe and Capital Design both retired. Do days get any better than this? This is the greatest day of my racing life.
You ran last, the two last starts. We all, on the WhatsApp group, just sort of the group said, we done? And everyone said, yeah, we're done. So I just want to come to the listener group with a couple of things in the off-season. February 14, Ross says to Big Beard, who hasn't shaved since we saw him last, I assume you pronounce this horse
Tuileries.
Tuileries.
It'll be named after the Tuileries Gardens in Paris.
The Tuileries horse that we speak of was a moral at Randwick, February 14. I had a million shoes on.
Going inside the 100 from Manal, down the outside, Verona Rose rocketing home, but the favourite will win again, Weeping Woman. That's 4 in a row, beating Manal and Verona Rose. Dark Glitter charged home, almost clipped heels near the post. Then came Tuileries.
Yeah.
So I just have a habit of looking at the form guide often. Last Friday, you didn't say a word about Tuileries. I thought, I'll have 3 million shoes on.
At the 250, Just Feeling Lucky hit the lead, but here comes Tuileries descending on the scene. 150 to go. Tuileries bounds up on the outside. Races clear,
Come
like
on, 13.
Churchill's Choice, but Tuileries will win it by a half on Churchill's Choice.
What curry and rice?
$7.
Seriously, I'm an idiot.
It was like, I can't not back it. He said it was a moral last time, ran terribly. So I know exactly what happens. Doesn't mention it wins. That's how it works. My question to you, you were very generous. You and Hot Horse Herbie, you gave me a share in a horse for my 50th birthday. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. We want it back.
After we've watched Pakenham Race 5, March 6th.
Fact Check galloped onto the lead from Falcon of Malta. Jareth is still running on strongly. Oroviro as well starting to emerge late. Fact Check in front. Jareth cutting it down. Fact Check and Jareth the outside. Oh, close. Jareth and Fact Check have hit it locked together. Oroviro runs third. Warrior within fourth. And Bayou Music was next, followed in by Eye for an Eye, the Storyteller, Falcon of Malta, Supreme Sovereign.
My question is this.
Yeah.
Do we own a good horse that's identifying as a slow horse?
Yeah.
Or do we own a slow horse that is happy being in his own skin?
What Chris Waller will tell you is
Needs
imported
the prep.
horses
Needs
do
the
not
prep.
go any good at their first prep in Australia. He'll be a much better horse at his second prep.
Okay.
And he'd want to be.
So he's run
No.
twice. He's been okay
Twice. Yeah.
I just don't know whether he's about to go whooshka on the J curve
Yeah.
or off a cliff and he's on the English online digital side.
No, he won't be being sold.
Great.
He'll have one more run and then he'll go out and he'll come back. Next start, he'll be Winks.
Do you know the incredible part
Next prep,
about that
he'll be-
race?
yeah.
Do you know who was also in that race?
You were.
Shoeless.
Right.
Where did
Oh,
it
no.
run? Ahead or behind of Supreme
Oh, it
Sovereign?
beat Supreme Sovereign.
No, it did not.
Oh,
That's how
Shoeless.
Battle of Shoeless is going.
Seriously. Let's go to the emails. We 3 emails feature this week from listeners to. Is this a podcast? And they're all women. Right, 3 women. It's a bit like the 3 last great horses in Australia are all women.
Mackay and Black Caviar and Winks.
Yeah, they're all women. The first of them is Michelle. Her email is headed "Nothing to do with racing."
Perfect. Like the podcast.
She says, "I think you'll appreciate it nonetheless. Apologies if you already know it. I do enjoy the music of Roy Orbison. Well, who wouldn't? And I happened upon something called Roy Orbison and Friends, A Black and White Night. I think it came out about the same time as the St. James Bible. It's a concert recorded in a studio in 1987. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Have you seen it, Big Beard? Many times. Oh, it's elite. It's a bunch of people got together. I'm trying to think who was the person who inspired. Was it either Elvis Costello or Bruce Springsteen? But anyway, it was recorded about a year before Roy died. It is a concert recorded in the studio. It's in black and white, and it is a group of famous musicians playing and singing Roy Orbison songs. Bruce Springsteen, Elvis Costello, Jackson Brown, Tom Waits. And she mentioned, so there's a recommendation. No, she's found one.
Found one. Roy Orbison and Friends, A Black and White Night. Jackson Brown, underrated.
No,
Dennis Comedi's
yes, underrated.
favourite muso,
Yep.
by the way.
G'day, Den. She mentions JD Souther for, I don't know, we're going to mention a new thing we're introducing later called a multi-listener multi. Yes. Right, we're going to put 10 listeners together every week for a 10-leg multi where you cannot pick anything above a price of $2, right?
I love this.
Right. And we put in $2 for each listener, which means $20. So the maximum return is roughly $20,000, but you've got to get all 10 legs up, right? On the principle, bet small to win big. Don't bet big to win small. Bet small.
We're only
to win
asking
big.
10 people
For $2.
to get a favourite home.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the country.
Yes,
Any
10
sport,
times.
racing.
10 times. We need a 10-leg multi. Anyway,
Sounds easy.
to be a member of that multi, we're going to invite people to register at toeachway@9.com.au if you want to be
When
considered.
did all this happen? Have you had production meetings, you two?
No, it was yesterday.
Right.
I had a glass of Shiraz and this came to me. And I've been in touch with Big Beard.
I
so you
love
get
this.
10 listeners. They've all got to pick a horse, but any betting proposition that.
This is great.
How good is it? Anyway, for a membership, one spot on next week's multi-listener multi goes to the first person to email toeachway@9.com.au to say, given their hits, what is the one word that JD Souther and Roy Orbison would share? What is the word, given their hits? And if you know the word, and you're the first person through on the email, because that'll be carbon dated, you'll go into the multi-listener multi next week.
How do we get the other 9 multi-listener multis?
We're getting people to register now by emailing saying, yes, I'd like to be in the multi. Just email toeachway@9.com.au.
I'd like
Yes,
to be in the multi.
No, you can't be. Yes, because you're no good. Yes,
You're
I'd like to be.
Crocs?
I'm wearing Crocs. Yeah, yeah.
Is that even legal?
That's right. Not at my age.
With strawberries on them.
Okay. Well, what are they called?
And the banana.
Epicenters. Yeah, that's my daughter.
You
Right?
are so young.
I know. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the question off to one side of the page. At what age is it illegal to wear a rashie?
That's a great question. And similarly,
When you see a grown man on a beach wearing a rashie, do you not editorialise and go, "Oh, grow up"?
as soon as I see a grown man in a rashie, I think so much less of him, but also think a lot less of his wife or partner for allowing it to happen and or living with him.
Big Beard's gesticulating. Well, are you giving me the hurry up or? I wear one. Oh.
You do not wear one. Well, you're out. We need a new producer.
Catherine is the next emailer.
Do you really?
How's this? Catherine says, at 19, my best mate won 20...
Do you know what he just said? Dad bought. Just cover it up.
Yeah, well,
Wear a hoodie.
At 19, my best mate won 21 grand on a mystery trifecta on the Melbourne Cup. He spent the money on a Guns N' Roses cover band.
Oh, this is excellent.
Built a stage over his rear laneway garage, had a full rock concert in his Brunswick weatherboard bungalow backyard, dancing around the hills hoist, very, very loud, very, very fun, no permits, no problems. I think that is totally inspired.
Very loud, very, very fun, no permits, no problems. It's a T-shirt, no permits, no problems.
So, do email us. What have you spent your winnings on? We still, a group of mates who I went to university with, we still remember the day our neat freak friend Russell won, I think, $60. It was at Flemington. He bought a vacuum cleaner.
Russell.
We're going, what?
Did he buy it wearing a rashie?
Yeah, he bought a vacuum cleaner.
Come on, Russell.
It does remind me, my father always said that if he won the lottery, what do you do if you win the lottery, Dad? He goes, I'd spend a third on women, I'd spend a third on wine, and I'd waste the rest.
That's a George Best job, isn't it? Yeah.
To each way at 9.com.au. What did you do with the winnings? Finally, Jennifer.
Have you ever done anything brilliant with winnings?
Oh, God. Have I ever had winnings?
A lot of listeners would be going, what would I do if I ever won?
Yeah.
I had one very big day. I got a first four in Darwin, which I've spoken about. The number
Many
was
times.
significant, and it was so unfun. The number was huge. It came in from Sportsbet or Tab or whoever it was at the time and went straight to the bank account, which went straight to the offset account.
Yeah.
Like there was no joy anywhere in the whole transaction.
No, that's nothing.
Nothing. You need to buy something.
Jennifer's email is headed, grabbing life by the short and curlies.
Good start.
She says, congratulations on bringing colour and joy to people's lives with your brilliant, entertaining and insightful look into how the sport of racing can be a fickle mistress. One moment, I'm coming back to that. One moment you were singing from the rooftops, declaring your undying love. The next she has ripped your heart out and played it like a bagpipe. Alas, there is always another day, another race. As soon as I read Fickle Mistress, Peter Cook, not long before he died, appeared on a show with Clive Anderson on English television in succession as four different characters. One was he was an aging rock star. In one, he was a man who had been abducted by aliens from the planet Ikea. And in one, he plays a football manager who is in line for the job as manager of the England football team. And at one stage, he gives this description of football.
I love football. Football is she's a cruel mistress. She's more than a mistress. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's a daughter. She's an errant child. She can make you laugh. She can make you cry. She can bring tears to my eyes. She can bring blood to my shoulders. She can bring the kettle to the boil. Because football is about nothing unless it's about something. And what it is about.
It's utterly magnificent. But that, as soon as Jennifer said fickle mistress, I thought, yeah, we've got to have something about how racing is a cruel mistress. So I looked it up. What does cruel mistress mean? It means something one loves that also causes pain, loss, and hardship.
Definition of.
That is the definition of horse racing, isn't it?
Oh, Jennifer.
She's a cruel mistress.
What was that we were just watching?
That was Peter Cook.
Peter Cook.
Yeah, I'll look it up. He, on one show with Clive Anderson, he has four different invented characters and he extemporises the lot, like makes it up on the spot.
God, he's clever. Can I just... Jennifer did have a question at the end, which is critical that we get to.
Read it.
Speaking of the native Scottish musical instrument, the purpose of my email is to ask Ross, did he grab life by the short and curlies and get himself over to Scotland to see Pete and Diesel New Year's Eve? ?
The answer, Jennifer, is I did not. However, I now tender in evidence a ticket that I have purchased to the Heartland Musical Festival in Pitlochry, north of Edinburgh. What is the date of my ticket?
27th of June, 2026. Well done, you.
I will be seeing...
Tier 3 Sunday tickets, adult. There it is, ladies, if you'd like to scan it.
Now, so I am going to see Pete and Diesel in Scotland on June the 28th. That's a ticket for the 27th and the 28th. I'm also endeavouring to interview them for this podcast, Pete and Diesel, because they are very funny. I also have 2 tickets on the basis...
For a listener?
I don't know why I said that. But anyway.
Anything could happen on the flight on the way over.
Yeah.
Hotel, checking in. Hi, I'm Ross.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm
This
Jennifer.
is my guest.
I love racing.
This
She's
is
a
my-
cruel mistress.
This is my guest, Mick Jagger. What did you hear this week that made you think that's a good name for a horse?
Well, I was listening. I mean, I don't watch much racing, but I just happened to have it on in the background. And there was a race in South Australia. And it was at Balaclava by way of memory. Edit this out. That was terrible. I was listening to the races in South Australia at Balaclava, which is the racetrack where I got kicked off as a 13-year-old for underage betting. Mum gave me $10. Long story, told it before, but that was the course. Anyway, the horse that was running was called Hate School Concerts. And I was thinking, that is so unbelievably well named because everyone hates school concerts. And then I thought, what is the breeding of that horse? I looked it up. So By Brutal out of Shalala.
Oh, yeah.
So going and listening to Shalala at the school concert is indeed brutal.
Right.
Cleverly named.
You know, the conversations I had with my children. Dad, are you coming to speech night? Oh, well, depends. Have you won a prize? No. Are you playing Beethoven's Piano Concerto in G major? No. Well, I won't be.
I remember the first school concert, Mount Pleasant Primary Town Hall. It was the recorder and the triangle. I wasn't allowed to blow into the recorder because I was so bad. They just said, move your fingers.
Yes.
It was 3 blind mice, couldn't get it right.
I was sent,
And
yeah.
true story.
I was sent back to class. Tell the teacher you have not got the fingers for the violin.
Mine was the recorder. And the triangle.
Ding.
Oh, my God. Mum and Dad going, what have we bred?
Now, it's funny. That's called Hate School Concerts.
Yeah.
I know Greg Miles, the race caller. I was chatting to him at the races a couple of weeks ago. He has a visceral hatred of joined-up horses' names, like Hate School Concerts. He says they should be illegal.
Waikakamukau.
Or,
Which
yeah,
was not really it was
that-
a town or something.
those run-together names so that you can get maximum letters involved. My daughter suggests to me from time to time horses names she would like my horses to be called. Cupcake Rosie is one I have at the moment, but
Is that one word?
no, that's 2. Cupcake being a, what do they call them? Compound word. Americans like compound words for swear words. They're very keen on them, ones we don't use. My favourite name of a horse ever, and my mother pointed it out to me, was, you know when a stallion jumps a fence and they don't really know who the dad is, right? All of a sudden the mare
My
is
third son, for example.
yeah. When that was the case, the sire used to be called Unidentified.
Right.
Right. And it was by unidentified out of... it was by unidentified out of secretary. And the horse was called Don't Ask, which was the first clever horse name I ever remember seeing.
So just on the horses' names, Mum's got a colt by Wooded. And my son Lex, who I was just referring to, loves making things out of wood. He whittles and whittles and whittles, got a whittling set. This is how I found him before school 2 days ago. So he was just in the next door block
Where do you get a kid like that?
making a knife
Yeah.
out of wood and steel. And that's what
What a
he's...
kid. Look at his work. What do you call that? I don't even know what that's called.
That's a belt grinder.
Belt grinder.
So
yeah.
he's making it. Anyway, because Mum has a colt by Wooded and he was whittling everywhere, she applied and got Mr. Whittler as the horse's name, which is good. But the one that I wanted to bring up, and this is a horse that you and I have talked about a bit, the horse's name is Tudor Armov. Buy De Beers
Yeah.
out of Sunday morning.
Oh, that's just a
Tudor arm off. Not bad. Not bad.
Well, while we're boasting about my children, my youngest son came home yesterday and told me he got 17 out of 20 for history. Right? God, that's incredible. I said, give me the exam paper. And he handed it over. You know what some of the questions were? How many world wars were there before World War II? Where was the Gettysburg Address delivered? And where was the Vietnam War conducted? They were just...
They the three got wrong.
That's good. That's elite. We should compile the official 20 list of 20 questions for the history exam.
Genuine question asked by a mate that will remain unnamed. How long is the 40-hour famine?
That's right, yeah.
It's like, mate, seriously?
I remember at school how much of the $5 ice cream.
Yeah.
What's your number? This started off the back of how many unread emails and texts and message banks that you have unattended to on your phone. For example, I can hold up my phone and indicate to you I have 2 unanswered texts, and I can tell you what, they have arrived since we've started recording this podcast. That's my only reason for not having read them. I now, having looked at them, it's a message from my second oldest son asking for money. Right?
3,097
Yeah.
unread emails, and the texts. How do you work out your unread text? 264.
Yeah. I do love the fact that it says on the running sheet here that Ross's number, it's an audio of you calling, not yet Pigment, calling Sydney versus Carlton. I have had nothing to do with this. Big Beards made me look like the hardest working man in podcast because I have no idea what he's about to play.
13th goal of Pitnet's career, second for the Blues in this term, fourth for the night. They lead by 9, lead by 11 at quarter time. The Swans on the charge. Last minute of the first half of the year.
Can you replay it?
13th goal of Pitnet's career, second for the Blues in this term, fourth for the night. They lead by 9, lead by 11 at quarter time. The Swans on the charge. Last minute of the first half of the year.
13-2-4-11-9-1. I'm Powerball. There's 50 million in Powerball tonight. Do you want to? Can we take these? I'll take it for us. 13-2-4-11-9, and one's got 4 and 11.
I think we should also have
3,
a first
4, 5,
4
6.
a few times.
Oh yeah. Okay. What? 50 million not enough for you?
Well, if we have to split it, you got tax issues, wives. Yeah.
What do you got?
That was it, I guess. This is. So you're the brilliant man that wrote the games with John Clark. This here, I just couldn't believe when I found this, and I sent this to Big Beard. It was not dissimilar from who wrote the track being about 100 metres? Is that you or John Clark?
It was I can't remember. I think it was a sort of joint effort because we were walking down Brunswick Street, Fitzroy, and I remember the first thing we thought when we were going to write the games was, what if the 100 metres track isn't actually 100 metres long? That was our very first idea.
Well, I thought of that when I read this article. Tas Racing has called on the newly formed Tasmanian Racing Integrity Commission to investigate how Sunday's feature Group 3 Hobart Cup was run short of its advertised distance. The governing body sent out an industry notice conceding that an error was made with the barriers not placed in the intended position with the starting chute. Multiple investigations have been launched into the matter. Goes on. It was marginally short of the stated 2,400 metre distance. Gorgeous. It hasn't revealed the difference, but the straight understands it was approximately 40 metres less than it should have been.
Perfect. Shall we have a listen?
Well, I'm right, aren't I, in assuming that you put that athletics track in?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, now, did you do this to specifications, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Are they the specifications there, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, that's them.
Good. Now, Mr. Wilson, have you measured the 100 metres track?
Yes, of course.
Well, let me ask you, how long is it?
How long is the 100 metres track?
Yes.
It's a 100 metres track.
Yeah, I know what it is, Mr. Wilson. I'm asking you how long it is.
It's about 100 metres.
It's about 100 metres long.
Yes.
Yeah, how long should it be, Mr. Wilson?
That's about the length it should be.
Yeah, about 100 metres long. Is the 200 metres track about 200 metres long?
Well, the 200 metres track is different.
Isn't it twice as long as the 100 metres?
Well, the 200 is different.
So, no, you've lost us, Mr. Wilson.
Well, the 200 metres track is part of the 400 metres track.
Well, how long's the 400 metres track, Mr. Wilson?
Well, the 400 metres starts round here in the back straight, finishes up here at the finish line.
Yeah,
It's a staggered start.
No. Familiar with the event itself, Mr. Wilson? What I'm trying to ascertain is, are you absolutely sure that the 200 metres track is 200 metres long?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, because it's half the 400 metres track, which is 400 metres long.
That's right. The 200 metres is half the 400 metres. You can measure it.
Yeah, no. But the 400 metres track is exactly 400 metres long, is it?
That's right.
So the 200 metres track is exactly 200 metres long.
Yes, of course.
But what you're telling me is that the 100 metres track is about 100 metres long.
Slightly different arrangement to the 100 metres track.
Is a metre a slightly different concept, is it, in 100 metres as against 200? Well, I don't understand, Mr. Wilson, quite why in the construction of a 100 metres track you would want to depart too radically from the constraints laid down for us by the conventional calibration of distance.
So who wrote that, and how do you get them to act it so incredibly? Is that ad-libbing?
Gee, that is so smart. John, the reason he is able to be so brilliant is that he's got a general idea of what the script's about, and we've written it together.
He's riffing.
He's just riffing, right? And doesn't make a blue, doesn't make a mistake. He riffs quite brilliantly. And you've got to note that actor who's still with us is Jim Daly, who does brilliantly.
So he keeps up, though.
He keeps up. Whereas John was just making it up as he went along.
So here's the rough script. I know you're not going to quite stick to it.
Yeah.
Just make it funny.
Yeah.
How many takes?
Glad you asked it. One, John Clark said this always. The first take is always the best. After that, it just gets worse. Right.
Well, that's as good a television as there is. And the three of them, Brian Dorr stays out, and there's an art in that. A bit like Andy Marr doing the front bar. Say not much, get out of the way, come in when required.
Utterly brilliant.
Brilliant.
So
anyway, about 2,400 metres.
Yeah.
is the cup.
Yeah. You're going to present 5 options for me to choose from, asking me which would I prefer in a segment called Would You Rather?
Lex and I did these last night. Would you rather, Ross, have dinner with Oscar Piastri on Sunday night to ask what happened, or George Russell to talk through the win?
I know, I want to speak to Oscar Piastri to say, why did you come out and bulltish people that it was your fault and not a problem with the engine? I mean, good on you. But yeah,
he's an honourable young man.
He's a very honourable young man.
Okay, you're having dinner with Oscar.
You know what Max Verstappen said when they described what happened? He said, that sounds like a software glitch.
And what was it?
Well, Oscar said it was part mechanical and part my fault. Right.
All mechanical or all software.
Right. I'm going to do this on the breakfast program tomorrow, but I want to show you something. I'm sorry about this big beard. I can play it off my phone. Right, I need to cover up something at the
naked bit.
Not the naked bit. I want to play you some audio. I've got to turn my phone on. Right, this is Max Verstappen. Right, can you see Max Verstappen?
Yeah, got Max there.
Right, I'll hold it up to the microphone. He's just sitting there listening.
Yep. Oh, no. He can tell the track by the gears.
He listened to the engine sound with the gear changes and correctly guessed that was the Australian Grand Prix. The track, that's the Albert Park circuit.
And he can do that with each track around the world.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
That gives me goosebumps, that. It is so good. Was the audio good enough?
Yeah. But you know what's incredible? The people that are experts in their field are so far beyond.
Yes.
Like Steve Smith, I remember watching, he picked up, I think there was like 38 bats. And he knew each of his bats, and they're grams apart, and he could tell. He goes, 243, and then he picked up the next bat, and he goes, 17. Like he had them all named and labelled, and like
What's your skill?
I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think I have one.
I do have the people listening to the podcast are as impressed as you and I are. Max Verstappen is sitting there. He may have his eyes open or his eyes closed. All they did was play that engine noise to him, and he goes, Australia, and it is.
Do you know what I can do? I can measure in metres within centimetres. So if somebody says, how wide is that? I'll go, it's 17.4.
Wow.
And then they'll do it with a laser, and it'll be like 17.48. I did this, James Hines and Zara Slater, mates of mine, they couldn't believe it. And they brought their son in, Hugo, and they said, Hugo, go and get the laser. How long is this kitchen? I measured it out. I said, it's 14.6, 14.7. It was 14.65.
Wow.
That's the only thing I'm really good at. It's very useful.
You know what my elite skill is? Catching.
catching
things.
What? You're unbelievable.
I'm elite.
I got him.
Got them both. Thanks, Punters.
Have you always been unbelievable?
Elite.
Slips, footballs.
Yeah, items thrown at me. We got a game. Do you play with the kids? We play hands.
Yeah, they love hands.
Right. You walk into a room and you just go hands and throw something at a child.
That's different hands. Right.
Yeah. Takes an eye out.
And have your kids got your elite catching skills?
I think, they have. Yeah. It's passed down genetically, along with baldness.
Grumpiness. They've all caught grumpiness.
Would you rather?
Sorry, yeah. $10 million.
Yes.
If you can putt one in from 10 metres.
10 metres?
10 metres for $10 million. Or no putt needed. You can have $100,000 on a horse of your choice on Saturday.
100,000.
Really?
Yeah. I got no hope of getting a 30-metre putt in.
10-metre putt.
Or 10-metre putt, 30 feet.
I'll mark it out for you. It'll be exactly 10 metres.
Do you want to go and do that during the week?
Yeah.
I get one 10-metre putt.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
For $10 million.
Yep. No,
or 100,000. Then you've got to try and find a winner.
I'm having 100,000 on Wycliffe.
What are you doing, Big Bit? 10-metre putt for 10 million. 100,000. Yeah. And then you've got to try and find the winner.
Yeah. Now that what it reminds me of, the bloke who invented the 2-ball putter, right? Which is a putter, I think, with 2 balls. Right? They said, "Would you like $1 a putter or 200 grand?" And
Please tell me he took $1 a putter.
He took 200 grand.
Oh, he didn't believe in himself.
Yeah. God, can you look up Big Beard while we continue discussing how many 2-ball putters have been sold?
Well, it's like Mrs. Jordan with Michael. He will be taking a percentage of the shoe sales ongoing.
Oh, yeah, good. Hey.
At your current age, would you rather, given your health and skill levels, drive at 375 kilometres an hour in the Mercedes with no training at all, have to brake and get through the first turn, or be relied on to have to stop Nick Dacos from getting a touch in the final play of the grand final to ensure the Hawks win the flag? Now, that is at your age, your health, and your mental state right now.
Hand me that helmet.
Nick Dacos is unstoppable.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. Would you rather run an illegal cockfighting racket in the suburbs or never see the Hawks play finals again?
Hang on. So would I rather run an illegal cockfighting?
This is while you're on air with
the alternative
AW.
is never see the Hawks play in a final again.
Yeah, you stay clean and out of trouble, or you're running.
Hand me that chicken. Yep. Next.
Okay. Would you rather become best friends with Morgan Freeman, David Beckham, or Roger Federer?
No doubt.
I do not know what he's about to pick. Do you know what he's about to pick?
Hand me that cow.
Federer.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. He's mine by a street.
I've got a photograph taken with him. Crown, they used to have a function just before the start of the Australian Open that I used to get invited to. You know what? The invitation stopped about the time I started this podcast. Anyway, and one night I got my photograph taken with Roger, one of those, line up, stand next to Roger. And I said, "I'm terribly sorry about this, Roger." He said, "No, not a problem in the world. Comes with the territory." He was so lovely. And I'll tell you something about Roger Federer that irks me about modern tennis. Never looked at his support crew in the stands once in his career. And now it's constant, cool. Looking up there complaining.
He worked out all the problems.
Roger Federer.
So I'm with you. So we used to have on the final of the men's and the women's 6 minutes with the 4 finalists. They would walk in. There'd be one chair for the player, one for me to interview. Big Beard would be there doing audio. Ross would be here doing makeup. Will Preston would be there doing the cameras, and Ryan Taylor would be there. So he would come and sit down. He said, "Guys, I know there's only 6 minutes, but however long you need, that's fine. If you need it in another language, let me know." And he'd say, "Your name, Hamish. Your name, Ross. Your name, Ryan. Will, Big Beard." So, "Okay, guys, great. Nice to meet you all. Let's do it." Did it. 6 minutes later, he'd say, "Do we need any more?" No. He'd say, "Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Ross. Thanks, Big Beard. Thanks, Hamish. See you later."
Yep. John Anderson once told me that he would come back in a year after that and walk in and go, "Hi, Hamish, how are you?"
It is exactly what happened. So he and I met in 2010. Sydney Golf Club had been refurbed to host the Davis Cup semi-final. I spent 4 days with him because it went one extra day because of light. So you see him around a bit. He never once, ever forgot the name.
Yeah, I adore him. Any more?
I think we're done.
Right. Good call. Now, this is interesting because, yet again, I've had no input into my good call. I pick up the running sheet, and Big Beard's done it for me. It says, Hutto, that's Anthony Hudson, football caller, Hutto honours Dennis Cometti at the end of Brisbane v Bulldogs.
They win the contest. They win the day. They win the night. What a win for the Western Bulldogs. One more for the road. No, it doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed a classic.
There's all but there as far as the Hawks are concerned. There's the siren. Hawthorn have won it by 6 points. A heart-stopper. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen a classic.
Oh, echoes the 89 grand final with Dennis Cometti. That's wonderful, Hutto.
He said, Hutto, in 2016, you might be able to add this in, Big Beard, I reckon Dennis's last line was, their day... Oh, let me finish this up.
All right, well, you look at it, I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
On the breakfast program, we used to set Dennis the challenge of getting a particular phrase into his Friday night call. Apparently we did it a few times. I only remember one specifically where I set him the challenge of getting into his footy call, the title of the Bellamy Brothers' famous song, If I Said You Had a Beautiful Body, Would You Hold It Against Me? And he got it in. He used to listen, he and Velia, used to listen to the breakfast program from Perth. One of my favourites is the Insouciance, the way, because he and Bruce were a fantastic duo with contrasting styles. And I liked it when Bruce would say things like, well, of course, Dennis, he had a shot from exactly here in this same game last year. Dennis would go, I don't know, Bruce was over there.
Even Bruce, he'd call out Dennis when he wasn't there. Buddy was at the Adelaide Oval running down the wing. He's, Dennis, where are you? I need you right now. He was the best. But if you go to the end of the 2016 grand final, Big Beard.
He misses, but they don't miss out. Their day, their year, their joy.
So whatever Den said in 89, he did something similar there, and Hutto sort of put them all together.
Okay, who won the Norm Smith medal in that 2016 grand final?
Wearing number 39.
Jason Johannesson. What number did Dennis Cometti
39.
wear when he played for Footscray?
Incredible, isn't it?
It was staring us in the face, Hamish.
Well, I had a million on.
Yeah, of course you did.
So just for those listeners, Dennis Cometti spent time at Footscray, wore 39. His last call for 7 is Footscray, Western Bulldogs breaking the drought, the Norm Smith medalist, is Jason Johannesson wearing 39.
Incredible. Have you got any good call, or are you too lazy?
No, I'm full of run. So, incredibly, not looking at run sheets, I sent Big Beard this and said, can you put together a mash of the best of?
Close to the boundary line, Stephen Milne kicks down towards left half forward. He wants the boundary line, and that is centimetre perfect. Melbourne going for their 6th. Say what you like, 6-1 is pretty impressive, unless of course it's your cholesterol. And Rioli puts it out in front of Hill. They say it's easy to run downhill. Till up to McIntosh. And he goes and he kicks a goal. Short one to Harvey, who marks right on the 50. He made his debut 3 years before Google became a company. Google it. Strider, will he give it to Revolt? He will. Revolt runs in. Touched up the bounce. Oh my goodness. Wonderful chase by Henshaw. He came up behind him like a librarian. He never heard him. No surprise, everybody else in the library is shouting. He's got the football. Grundy. Oh, this is interesting. It's a main event in any stadium in the world. Jenna pursued by Rioli. Rioli can't go with him. Jenna wins the gold medal. Wilson, like a cork in the ocean over his head. Oh my word.
He was the best.
The best.
So to sum up Den in 2 stories. First of all, I was doing the odds kick interviews. I used to go on Friday night, watch he and Bruce, and it was like watching Torval and Dean. It was the best combo. And Den, after the Western Bulldogs on a Friday night got into real trouble, he said after a Richmond goal, can you get me the Richmond goal? Then get me a photo, a shot of David Smorgon, who was the president of the Western Bulldogs. At the time, the number 1 movie in the world was Slumdog Millionaire. So they come out of the ad break. Matthew Richardson, he's kicked 6. They showed the photo of David Smorgan, and someone else started talking. He used to have a big pen. He sort of threw it down as if to say, moment lost. 6, 7, 8 weeks later, the Western Bulldogs playing again against Collingwood, in trouble. Goes to the truck and says, can you get me the goal of Alan Diduck, then get me David Smorgan, and tell everyone not to say anything until I've spoken. Remember, Slumdog Millionaire's #1 movie in the world. So it comes out of the ad break. That's Diduck. He's kicked his 4th. Collingwood now by 46 points early in the 3rd term. They show the shot of David Smorgan. Remember, the #1 movie in the world. He goes, well, how about that? A stun dog billionaire. And he'd taken 8 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
But every Sunday, we used to call for 6 years together. He used to have to go to the airport with Raj, his driver. Every Sunday at 5:59, he'd say, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Sunday football. Melbourne by 46 points at the MCG. Stand by now for 7 News. Thanks, guys. Terrific. See you next Sunday. He'd then switch off. He'd go into his black briefcase, pull out 2 scones that he'd stolen from the Grand Hyatt, both wrapped up, both buttered. He'd say, Hamish, we would sit there and have a scone each for 25 minutes while the traffic disappeared. I was in charge of getting the cup of tea, come back, and at 25-minute mark, he'd say, well, I've enjoyed the chat. Raj is waiting. I'm off to see V. Go to the airport.
The great Vale, Dennis Cometti. Each week we have a guest on to tell us an interesting story from their time in and around racing. He owned racehorses at one stage.
Loved
Dennis.
racehorses.
Yeah. We believe in the premise that horse racing is never boring. So each week we find someone interesting in and around and adjacent to racing. This week's interesting person comes from listener James about an interesting turf manager and a group called the Degenerates.
Sounds good.
Roscoe, Hame, this story goes back to Girls' Day Out at Flemington 2022. I had worked there for some time in a fairly serious position. That year we had an exchange program with a turf manager from WA who would provide tips to all the boys. Girls' Day Out, he provides 2 tips, a trifecta and a first 4 on Gloucester Park harness of all places. The tips are provided in a very specific order. Gloucester Park race 6, 1 win, 10 and 11 top 3, 4 pending what you want. Prices still aren't out. If you want a first 4, put 1, 10, 11, 7. I forward this to our punting group, aptly named the Degenerates. One member of the crowd couldn't be bothered placing the bet in the specific order, so he boxes them up for a total outlay of 200 to 100 shoes for each bet, for a total collect of 115,000 shoes. The group all had a nibble of the action, and cleaned out the corporates for over 150,000 shoes. All bets were paid out. I sadly missed placing the bet due to juggling 3 kids and cooking. Happy punting, boys.
You should never look after children or cook.
No, ever.
That's the moral of the story.
Just always put horse racing before your children.
Everything.
Always.
150,000 shoes.
Gee whiz.
I love the vernacular now with our listening group. How many shoes do you have?
Well, that bloke, that's only 4 years ago. That bloke's still alive. We're going to find him and get him on next week to tip.
Yes.
Right? Can we do that, Big Bit?
We've already got our first 4 for the week.
Yeah.
You've got that sorted.
I've got it sorted. Hang on, stand by.
And then if you like a story...
1, 2, 4, 9, 11 and 13. 1, 2, 4, 9, 11 and 13. So we'll have it on the main race of the day if there are 13 starters. Somewhere it's got to be. If you have an interesting story about yourself or someone interesting, record it and send it to 2eachway@9.com.au. We got one! This is I found one, where you just say, listen, I found something in life that I think other people need to embrace or enjoy.
We've had a few months off. I've found a few things. One is a town in northern, it's actually south of Sydney, 3 hours south of Sydney, Mollymook.
Okay.
If you haven't been to Mollymook...
Doesn't that bloke have a restaurant there?
Yeah, Bannisters, isn't it? Called Bannisters?
What's his name, the pommy bloke?
The...
Why are all celebrity chefs English, by the way? It's not Jamie Oliver. Not Gordon Ramsay. The other one. Yeah, just look up restaurant, British restaurateur Mollymook.
Heston
Blumenthal? No. Listen, you can sit there and guess your bottom off. All you need to do is Google who owns a famous restaurant in Mollymook. Right? That's all that needs to be done. Okay, so you've got Mollymook as a town.
Sorry,
it's pretty, is it?
I'm just trying to... Yeah, it's great. We went fishing. Lex caught... Who?
Rick Stein, that's him. Yeah, what's the name of the restaurant?
Rick Stein's Mollymook. Bannisters.
There we go.
The one I
That
said.
took us 3 minutes to get to where you already were.
Anyway, Mollymook's great. Bannister's a terrific restaurant. Rick Stein runs it. Also, 2 others. One is music, one is viewing. Stephen Wilson Jr. Have you come across
No.
Stephen Wilson Jr.'s work?
No, I'll have a listen today.
If you don't think his version of Stand By Me is the best version you've ever heard, I will have 1,000 shoes on something for you this weekend.
Okay.
You choose. That's how confident I am.
Now, it's funny
Stephen
you say
Wilson
Stand By
Jr.
Me because I discovered a Stand By Me during the break from this podcast because the famous Stand By Me is by her. Someone? Is it by Rick Stein, maybe?
Yeah, Rick Stein sung it at Bannisters.
Did you know that there's a song by Oasis also called Stand By Me?
Really?
Which is rather good too. All right. So I'll listen to who? Stephen Wilson
Steve-
Jr. Stand By Me. Is it the best version of all time?
DTF St. Louis.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
I've watched 2 episodes. Only 2 have been released on HBO. I can't even tell you what DTF stands for because it's too explicit for this podcast. It is unbelievably good.
Okay.
Bateman has got lots of gears.
I've got a television program recommendation for you. I think it's on Apple TV. And apropos of what's happening in the world, it's elite. 3 series of it. Tehran. Tehran. It's about Mossad infiltrating Iran. It's elite. Tehran.
Right on.
Follow 2 Each Way wherever you get your podcasts. Email 2eachway@9.com.au and follow us on Instagram. Just search 2 Each Way and remember, whatever your 2 is, enjoy.
Whatever your 2 is, enjoy.